To our beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, Mbolo, Mbolwani, my dear people, this is your queen, Queen Ngningone II, 17th generation crown queen of the Fang people and of the Diasporan Africans, also known as the Immortals. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Nubia, the path to return, the home of the African royals. If you're watching me for the first time, welcome to Nubia, the path to return. I am your host, Queen Ngningone II. This is the house of the royals of Africa. So if you like my vibe, you're probably one of us. So get comfy. Welcome now to my amazing and returning African royals. Welcome back. My dear children, good to see you again. I know this is a recording, but each time I record, I see some of you in my mind's eye. Welcome, welcome back, my dear royals of Africa. It's been a little while. Okay, so what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about our late daughter, Shanquella Robinson's death. All right, it's a topic we would prefer not have to talk about, but I was moved to talk about our late daughter, Shanquella, and taking there an opportunity, to teach, because that's what I do. All right, our daughter, Princess Shanquella. Yes, I can comfortably call her princess because of who she was, right? According to what information is coming out there about her. And I will seize this opportunity to teach our beautiful and amazing royals of Africa out there how to detect enemies around us. I will not call them frenemies for a reason, because they're never friends. They are agents, they are people, of course, who volunteer themselves to be used by Stephen, aka the devil. So their choice. All right. The death of our daughter Shanquella really touched me because I saw in her a younger version of me, right, when I was young. You have to understand that the group of people, who were taken away from us and stuff like that, not all of us are descendant of Yakuba, meaning not all of us are Israelites, okay? As I previously covered, we share the land with other tribes which have nothing to do with us, and we're so different to us. And the fact that they were African too, melanated too, blacks and everything, the war has been against us, so they found themselves being taken into captivity, even though many of those helped the invader to penetrate us, because remember, the house of Yakuba wasn't welcome in many places around the continent when we migrated farther south, on the continent. So we encounter, some resistance from other tribes who didn't want us around. And those tribes were active members in bringing the house of Yakuba down. But what they just didn't know is like, who trusts a traitor? Traitors are disposed of after, they fulfill their mission. Everybody knows that's how it goes. So please be not mistaken that anybody who looks like us out there is one of us. And I will tell you, our elders tells us that, yes, among us we have some knuckleheads, yes. But the descendant of our patriarch Yakuba are not known to be boastful in nature. They're not known to be cruel. Okay? A good evidence of it, you can find it in the Bible, when the crazy brothers of my ancestor Eusapio, when out of their jealousy, they decided to dispose of him. Remember, they came to want to take him out, right? But nevertheless, Yarobene was the one who said, no, no matter what, he's still our brother. Because for us, Bantu, we respect the bloodline, the blood connection, because we understand the power in the blood. Okay? So you have to understand that among us were savages that, due to the slave trade, they now have the opportunity to claim to be us, because we all got mixed up. But our elders always teach us how to recognize those of Yakuba, how to recognize the real Israelites. All right. The number one characteristic is like they're humble in nature. All right. And they're not cruel. When you come across some of us who are truly cruel, even, trying to make friends with them, you feel that what our people say, the blood is not calling you, their blood is not calling you. Respect that. Respect that, because although we look alike, we are not all the same people when it comes to the bloodline, our roots, as to who we come from. So with our spiritual inheritance that is tied to our identity, we come across people who clearly don't vibrate nothing clear to us. Even us at our lowest, we will vibrate higher. We will have limits. Even like in arguing or in fighting, we will know where to stop. Because our lineages are covenanted. But when we deal with people who are not of us, we can encounter some difficulties. That's why I encourage you guys not to take it personal when you come across people who just trash whatever you stand for. Many of you are awakening to your true identity, which is Bantu, Israelite, okay? So, some people just would go out there and trash. Don't mind them. Our blood is not calling them. Our common ancestors are not calling them. They're not part of us. So you have to understand. But unfortunately, there's no such thing as anybody being outside us. If you understand the law of one, that oneness, especially when it comes to the children of Africa, we are one. Like I said in a previous video, we are one even with our criminals. And it is important that I bring it up, that we are one even with our criminals. Because once you understand that oneness, you will not, separate yourself or try to distance yourself from those of us who act crazy, who are clearly lost. You won't, because if you understand that if there's that degree of cruelty in them, the fact that we are all product of one creator, and then there's got to be that degree of cruelty in me too. But the difference between them and us is like, many of us manage to control it. Many of us have a red line in everything that do not allow themselves to cross. So when you don't have that kind of spiritual discipline, you have to understand who people are, to be able to survive among them, because that's the state we are in. Currently, we've been on survival mode, not only around the oppressor, but also especially around each other. It's a topic many don't want to touch, because it's comfortable to be the victim and say, poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. So let's bring it back to today's topic. So you have to understand that among us, some of us are not wired the same. So you have to navigate through life in a way where you look at clues about people. All right? Enemies, I won't call them frenemies. You know, they're just agents. They come and suck you dry. All right? So you will detect a frenemy, someone who will conveniently come around you when they need something. This is one aspect. There's those, oh no, when they're about to ask you a favor, ask you for a favor or something, all of a sudden they start calling you. It won't take too long before they ask for something. So you have to be aware of those. And then they disappear. You also have to be aware of those who are camped around you. Those you call your besties, those you call your best friend, or so on. These are the codependent ones. You know, they need your energy because number one, you're probably a source of emotional comfort. A lot of people just feel better coming in contact with, you know, chosen ones. You don't even need to be chosen one. A decent, you know, loving, you know, heartfelt individual and stuff like that. So you're positive, your light. When you bring your light, you bring warmth and stuff. They benefit from it. But the devil in them keeps them from appreciating you for that. So they will, you know, double down effort on being in that mindset of just taking and taking while they think you stupid. Our late daughter, Shanquella Robinson, I could tell that she was of royal bloodline. According to the information that have come out, that she actually paid for the villa. Yes, because that's what royal people will do. Royal children, it's in them. They're not piggy banking anybody. They understand that wealth is an energy, and as long as they stay in that frequency, they have that connection to their maker. They know what to do, the moves to make money, and the kindness of their heart, the purity of their soul open up doors for them. This is another sign. She was 25. I mean, she had her own at 25. She had multiple businesses. She had her braiding businesses, making kids look cute and all that good stuff. You could tell she wasn't a kind of kid that would just sit up in her room scheming and plotting who to take advantage of. No, she was royalty. The kindness of her heart, the purity of her intention, and how generously she gave. The royal blood be like that. Because our bloodlines are covenanted to take care of the people. So Zambe give us so that we spread the wealth. So when you come across one of us who acted like that, this is our calling, those of royal bloodlines. This is what they would do. But what would savages would look at it? Oh, she's just trying to show off. Savages have no pride. They would hate you. Our former master taught us, you hate somebody, but you go there and sit and kick it with them. But because those who taught us their savagery don't know the spiritual laws. Our people say the hand that gives rules. I don't know what these Cabo Deadly Six thought. After drinking her water, if she paid for the villa, you know, she probably paid for the meals and for everything. After drinking her water, like our people say, eating her salt, right? And sheltering their head. They did this to her. I mean, murdering her couldn't go unnoticed. There's no way you can go and slaughter an angel without anybody bearing you witness. So you see, as soon as her kind soul transitioned, our princess herself started her own investigation. It's sad that they mix all of us all together and stuff, and it makes people think that we are all the same, that you can shed this blood and get away with it and stuff. No, just like they thought all of these losers around her, they saw her star. These are age mates. They're the same age, so they look at her level of achievement. They compare with their age. How come she has that? No. She's probably from the house of Joseph, the bankers of Israel. That's what we do. We go get the bread and we spread it among our people. So, my dear royals of Africa, the passing of this kid really shook me. When the video came out, even worse. Because remember in earlier video, I used to say that, yeah, the Mundeles are the one who would go, you know, in a place that looks like paradise on earth and come back crying because they are so toxic. You know, now I can't even say these things. I can't even say that they're number one in killing their women. I can't even say that they're so toxic. I can't even say that they're the group of people who kill for the kicks. Because I come to realize our people have become them. The murder of this kid really hurt me so much because not long ago, my oldest son, you know, mourned the passing of a friend. You know, they were in high school together. He got a scholarship to go and play football in Missouri State University or somewhere over there. And he had a best friend. They were always together. So he gave his dog to his best friend when he went out of state to go to school. And I don't know what transpired with the dog, if the friend was mistreating the dog. But he made a special trip to come and get his dog from his childhood best friend. And he shot him over a dog. Pulled the gun and shot him 3 times. So as my son was so angry about it and stuff, I told my son his so-called friend never forgave him for being drafted. His so-called friend never forgave him for winning a scholarship to go play football at a college level. His friend saw his potential. His friend probably, you know, we have so-called friends who get readings on us, who pay people to look into our future and what God has in store for us. We have so-called friends like that around us. And what they do, the demon in them tell them, do everything in your power to stop that destiny from being fulfilled one day. And it's sad. Our children feel that because they want something you have, they can take your life. That's what our people went through. The European wanted our wealth. The European wanted our children's labor. And what did they do? They wiped out our kings. So before you go out there and march and make all the noise we are making today, we need to look at ourselves deep down in the mirror. We have become that which we claim we resent so much. We have become these savages who will kill, rape, murder, do whatever just to get what they want, to get that which is not theirs. And when they can't have it, they just take you out altogether. In a previous video, I told you to which extent my grandmother went to protect me when I used to go to the village on summer vacation. These girls will gang up and try to hurt me. My grandmother had to take me to the farm every day with her because we have become these monsters. How do you detect an enemy hidden on sight, in plain sight? There be these people who call you only when they need you. There will be these people who will come and tell you about all their miseries because they know how sensitive your heart is. They know you're gonna melt and open up the wallet and wire the money and do whatever they need you to do. It be these people. When you're talking about being down, they're gonna rub on your face how things are going well for them. They will gaslight you instead of helping you heal. They will do all these little sneak things. And as soon as your intuition tells you that this person is never on your side, listen to it. Zambe talk to us through our intuitions. So, what these deadly Cabo 6 don't know, the hand that gives rules After I know that many of us out there are into that dirty thing, okay, they don't like you a bit, but they come and hang around you. They don't like you a bit, but they come and eat your salt. They're cursing themselves. They don't like you a little bit, but they ask you for your money. The guy I portray in that video, exposing the monsters, the crooks around us, that guy, can you believe he was a friend that would call me? Oh, Marie, my car is at the shop. Can you help me with this? Blah, 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 blah. I go to Western Union, wire $300. Oh, Marie, asking until I finally let him in my company. That's the monster you heard threatening me. Our people have become savages, dirty, users, conniving, jealous, envious, and just straight up low down. Because savages don't have pride. We royals and members of our royalties, when we don't like you, we don't come around you. You know their rank spiritually and in our society back then, by the way they move, how low they can get to hurt you. But what they don't know is our people said the hen that gives rules. They thought that after eating her salt, drinking her water, having her money shelter them, they could kill her and her passing will be shoveled under the rug like the passing of a peasant. Even peasants in our kingdoms, all right? Even peasants, they have values, they have dignity. People are so low down these days that it's not even funny. Be careful of those friends who would fight you under any circumstances. Remember, we are people of Obangam. Any friend that once in public wants to humiliate you, wants to belittle you, want to, make you feel like, oh, you out of it. Know that they wish you gone. You giving them just a little access. Let's say the access is you just calling them and them calling you and so on. That's the access you're giving them. Now, if you give them bigger access, like you let them in your company or you let them in your family or something, you will see what they're truly about. Of course, we can go down the list on how to spot a frenemy or an enemy hidden on sight, right? But of course, they will up their skills. The area I really concentrate in is the spiritual aspect. My dear children, it's important that not only we go around claiming who we are, but we are not who we are until we go back to the ways of our ancestors. We can't entertain stuff like that around us. Our people have become the savages who had enslaved us. When our people used to be dispatched on command, the master said, fight each other to death. And the death is scheduled to happen that day because the master said. And our people have been fed that cruelty. It's adrenaline, it makes their adrenaline rise to watch fights. They have become their former masters. Now, you mean to tell me that there were men or supposed to be men in that room? Our people say when women go crazy, let a man step in, break it off. So they were there. Oh, you won't fight back, I heard. And I urge you not to try to distance yourself from the criminals of us, from the savages among us, because when you do, we are doomed. This here is the problem of all of us. When we view it as our problem, then we will be called, we will be pushed to action. I know that not all of you are peasants. Not all of you were broken. Our blood is out there. Our royal children, I beg of you, take charge among the peasants. Take charge. Keep our savages in check. Don't ever allow things to go left under your watch. Our forefathers are no longer around. It doesn't mean that the covenant Zambia has with our families is forbidden. No. We are talking about awakening. We are talking about healing. We are talking about rising up to the occasion. Please, my people, rise up. Be the voice of wisdom among us. Because if we say, no, I will never act like that. These are the ghetto ones of us. These are the savage ones of us. You're going to turn your back. But this is the biggest mistake, because Tata Nzambe told us that we are one. If one of us is a murderer, it means that we are all have that ability in us. It's just that some of us control it better than others. So make it our personal problem. When you rise up to be that queen among savages, my daughter, my son, you have answered the call. And the crown of glory has no choice but fall on your head and everything that comes with it. So I don't care what anybody else say. The fact that those people, those deadly Cabo 6 are black and of African descent, guess what? When I show my face in public, other nationalities, they're going to have reason to fear me. Female in their community, they're so savage. They put hands on their friends. They even kill them. Have you heard? It doesn't mean that the other community don't do low stuff like that. But we are the one low enough to set up friends who take us on such luxurious trips, have us sleep in mansion that we were never meant to sleep in. When we royal people do stuff like that, it's not to show off. It's to stimulate your brain. It's to awaken the creator in you too. We don't bring you around our palaces for you to try to destroy us. That kid took what? $17,000 they stole from her. She wasn't lacking. She was spreading the blessings Zambe gave her, and they killed her for that. So when we do such act, it's not for you savages to hate on us. It's we want to stimulate the God in you, the creator in you, the creative intelligence in you, that as I saw my sister live, I can live like that too. Sister, how did you do? Sister, can you sponsor me? Sister, can you help me? But not from a place of jealousy. Because one once has the light, he has or she has the responsibility to share it with others. The hen that gives rules, after feeding them, flying them around, sheltering them, they couldn't kill her and go unnoticed. And this is just the beginning to them descending to hell. They tried to put out her star. They couldn't even do it because her star on earth was called and meant to shine. They cut her journey short. She's gone too soon, but they couldn't keep her star from shining. The news of her passing has become a world news. So even in death, they couldn't keep her star from rising. They couldn't stop the world from knowing her. So my people, you have to understand that many of us wake up every morning and go to bed with someone who's capable of doing what Shanquella friends did to her. You don't know it yet because the opportunity hasn't presented itself. Some people are loud around me after call me to be like a lamb, like someone that can just come near and hurt. But it was funny that when they came close from striking or from delivering a blow which was potentially going to be deadly for me, something happened. It got to a point they couldn't control it. They had to show their behind. They had to show me where they truly stand. They had to show me how they truly feel about me. Some of us talk to people, some of us even on daily basis, but all they do is talk trash about you to their friends and family members. Only their friends and family members truly know how much they hate you. You don't know. You know, they talk about you. They talk ill about you to your common, associates. They do every and anything for people to view you as a bad person. So whoever recorded and couldn't hold it and released the video, is our daughter's Holy Spirit already at work. Yes, because those of you who have spiritual eyes, when you see her picture, you've seen an angel, and she's still around, she's still working. They're going to find out that when you cut off a branch from somebody's tree, right? They say that her mom, Queen Salamandra, they say her name is, that woman with tremendous amount of strength, she's holding up her tears as she's pushing for justice for her angel. When you see her, you know you've seen an angel. You came near an angel. I don't care what anybody else is saying out there, but we have friends like that among us. So, and this is the purpose of this video. I'm using it as a teaching moment. We have to look at what is happening in our community as a problem. And I'm urging our royal children out there, now is the time where everything is safe. Everybody is safe. The age of the Aquarius is the age of truth. That's why the lies can no longer be controlled. The Piscean era was the time where the wicked get rewarded. The thieves used to eat, you know, from whatever they stole. All right? You see that now you can no longer, let me just break it down for you. This is the time Tatan Zambe said that expiration time has come for the wicked. Those of us out there, instead of working together, they compete, right? They have become bigger thieves than those who taught us how to steal. Some of us out there, you will see them, they come around you, they befriend you. They will shower you with compliment. This is a red flag. Those who use flattery a lot. Those who use flattery a lot, this is definitely a red flag. You would see them, they will, just to know what you're working with, just to discover your little secret, and for them to turn around. Steal your work. They're going to go and put it in a book. Right there in front of the people. They won't dare discuss the thing. They won't dare say, oh, Queen so and so is talking about things that are really helping. No, because they're in the mindset of competing. While they're calling other women all kind of names, the B word, the W word, some of them call other black women, you know, animals, hyenas and stuff, while they're being a hyena. But what our female out there have to understand, you can't insult your sister without insulting yourself. You can't murder your sister without murdering yourself. Because when you cut a branch from a tree, our daughter left, that house is shut. Mom Salamandra is left empty-handed. No grandchild from Shanquella, because her journey was cut too soon. What happened to these people? Just like they closed a whole door from a house in Mom Salamandra's house, their lineages are condemned to be wiped out too. I want you guys to understand the spiritual aspect of us, all right? Their lineages gonna be cut off too. Our people are the people of the eye for eye and tooth for tooth. So how do you know their lineage is going to be cut off? With that, all of them. Because when you sit silently and you don't say anything, the French people, in their language, they say, celui qui ne dit rien consent. Your silence is consensual to whatever is happening. So these 6 murderers, their lineages are going to be cut off too. And this is how you're going to see if some of them already have children. A kid, you know, dies tragically. A kid, you know, get lifted up and just crazy stuff. Or the only child, you know, becomes, you know, homosexual. Just stuff like that. It's a dead end for these lineages. And it doesn't stop there. Our elders tells us that the journey of their souls If they're ever going to seek for redemption, they become slave to the family, to the lineage they wronged. Now, if you shed a high rank, these people, these kings, now that they mix you all up, you think you can just take each other out like that. If you shed the blood of the child of a covenanted bloodline, well, guess what? You die, you become their slave in the spiritual. Anybody in your bloodline, some of you just bring unnecessary generational curses upon your lineages and the people who shed blood with you out of ignorance. Your sisters who didn't participate into the murder are going to suffer. Wherever they go, doors are shut. Some of you would, no matter the amount of diplomas, degrees and stuff, you're not finding suitable employment or suitable opportunity. Yeah, because your ancestor, stole from, I don't know, somebody, and their ancestors are on the other side taking. Wealth is spiritual. Before money materializes in your life, it has to be present in your spiritual warehouse, your bank. So your ancestor, all the money that was to come to that person, they're taking back. Generation-wise, some of you don't understand the people you're playing with. So you have to understand the depth of who we are as spiritual beings, our living gods. Even when we don't know who we are, the laws that apply, the laws that accompany us, apply themselves. The law is the law. Not because you don't know it, you break it, that you spare for the punishment. It doesn't work like that. These people, these are the souls Shanquella ancestors will dispatch to go and watch her nephews while they're in the classroom. Yeah. Their ancestors are going to come and beg for forgiveness. It's going to be a life of slavery. They go wherever they go. They become their guards. You took that life. You took their child's life. Now you're going to guard them. You're going to guard their bloodline. Wherever they go, you're going to be the one fighting for them. For redemption that may never come. Yeah. That's what happened, my children. To those of you who are moved to follow me on Patreon, where I will be discussing the remedies. We're going to discuss the remedy when facing such tragedy, what action to take and stuff to bring closure to the whole thing, but even more important, the preventive actions to take to never allow any enemies to be hidden on plain sight around you. To protect yourself and your children from ever being in company of deadly enemies. Welcome back home. We bound too. Until next time, peace, my people. Please be at peace. Love in your heart, no matter what we go through. We can't stop loving. We can't stop. All we can do is protect ourselves. But I can't sit here and tell you to turn a monster. These people would have won you over, and you will lose your shine. You will lose everything they hated you for once they have won you over, once they have made you a monster just like them. So please follow me on Patreon. Let's get in our royal parlor and discuss royal solutions. Until next time, peace in your homes, love in your heart, and unity, my people, unity. Until next time, I love you much.